Alright guys, so in preparation for the meetup in May, YouTubery I think is what's being called now. I got to get kind of get the bike squared away for the trip, because although some of you may not find 540 something miles to be that big of a deal in a car, 500 something miles on a bike in one day is very uncomfortable. More so because I've got mid-range controls on the Harley right now, which I originally planned to have these switched over by now, but I changed the plan to get it done before we make the Sturgis trip later in the year. Unfortunately, I don't have the time or really even the money right now to get the whole bike switched over to forward controls before the meetup. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is rob the bitch pegs, since nobody rides bitch on the Harley, and fabricate a couple of brackets, and I'm going to make some forward style pegs so I can at least get stretched out on the highway for the ride. So this is what we're going to do today. Alright guys, so I'm going to take this tube in here and cut it down about 2.5 inches. These are basically going to be the first parts of my brackets, so what I'll be able to do here is it'll bring out the distance I need from my pegs. So my legs are up, they're going to be kicked out a little bit, and keep my legs away from the exhaust pipe on the right side. I'll show you what I'm doing in just a minute. Okay guys, so it's going to mount upright about like that. So this is what I was talking about. This needs to be welded about right here. And then on the very end of this pipe here, I'm going to add a bracket so I can fold the peg up and down so I can get it out of the way if it doesn't need to be down the whole time. So it'll be mounted about like that. That'll come out. I've got to have my mounting point and then the peg out. So to bring it out to about here, which is where it kind of needs to be to clear everything and allow me enough room to put my feet on the pegs. Okay, now I got both of these brackets about the same width and length. They match up pretty good. Took them down. So I'm going to go ahead and weld these on to the end. I'm going to leave a little bit of a lip there until I get it all welded up, and then I'll cut it off. And then I'll fill that in so nothing gets inside of it. After I do that, I'm probably going to support the back sides of these with another piece, just so it adds some strength. And then I'll go ahead and make the actual bracket that I need for the peg to fold up and down. Alright guys, so day 2 of working on the forward foot pegs slash highway pegs. Since I've had a night to kind of think about it, instead of using the rear bitch seat pegs, I kind of came up with a plan, because even though they're going to be mostly temporary until I get all my forward controls put on the bike, I just didn't feel that was really kind of my thing. They didn't really suit me, and they didn't suit the bike. They just looked too plain. So I came up with this idea because I remembered that I had a couple of gussets like that. So that's going to be my foot peg. I'll probably put a lip on the outer edge of it, so you know my foot can kind of rest in there without slipping off too easily. And I'll probably texture it, put some truck bed lining on it, rubber coating or something. Unfortunately, I can't find the other one, so I'm gonna have to try and make another one with, of course, a Dremel, a grinder, and a drill bit. So we'll be working on that today. I'll try and get them welded on and put on the bike and see how well they fit, and take it for a test spin and see how well it rides. But yeah, here we go again. Sorry about that, guys. My SD card ran out of space, so went ahead and got that all cut out and finished and smoothed up. So now I'll just put it on actual peg area. I'll get this kind of cleaned up and rounded off as well, and then I'll go ahead and make the bracket. And I think what I might do is either take 2 larger size washers and set in here, or I'll just go ahead and take a nut and weld it on there, and then probably drill out the threads or something. Because I do not think I have any actual spacers, but if I do, that would work out a little bit better, but we'll see. Anyway, we're getting there, guys, so it's coming along pretty nice. It's always a slow process kind of fabricating, especially the way I need to fabricate. You know, it's never an easy task, but I think that'll look much better on the bike than just some standard pegs. If I need any support, you know, I can double it or add strength to them anyway. So I think these are going to work out great. Alright guys, so basically got the pegs kind of all laid out and welded up with the brackets and everything. I'm going to put a cross brace that's going to come through the front of the frame of the bike and tie the two in, sort of like, you know, kind of like that. Reason for that is support. Originally I was just going to support the actual arm of it and reinforce it, but because it's got a mounting point, I kind of feel like it's still going to bend it out of place. So put this on there and it should hold them together pretty tight. As far as the knuckle design that I cut out, I'm not going to go any further with strengthening or reinforcing it yet. I want to get this cross brace taken care of first and mount it, and then see how well they kind of hold the pressure of my feet. If they feel like they're going to bend too much, I think what I'll do, since I actually have 2 pairs of full-on steel knuckles in the house, I may take those and weld them directly on here. So they're about that thick, so that'll definitely hold the weight and support. So let's see how this goes after I weld this up. Alright guys, so I got the highway pegs all finished up. I didn't get any video of it earlier in the daylight because, well, camera died. About the only thing I got to do is get it all painted up and take it for a test ride. But I got it so you can fold them up and get them out of the way if you want to, instead of using my actual steel knuckles that were thicker. I just took some square stock and welded across the bottom for support and up in that groove there, so it kind of holds all the weight now. And I used, yet again, push rods from the Judge when we had to switch out all that stuff quite a while back. So I used them for supports up in here to kind of stop any flex. I did it on both sides. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. I think it looks pretty cool. And of course, like I said earlier in the video, I did actually wind up finding the other pair of knuckle gussets that I was looking for, so I really didn't have to make another one. But I'm going to call this the end of this video. After I get it painted up tomorrow, of course, I'll get a test drive out here sometime soon, see how it rides out on the actual highway and how well it supports riding down the highway. But like I said, that'll be for a completely different video. But when I do that, I will get some footage, and I'll probably hook the GoPro up on the bike and everything so you can see it and how it rides as far as vibration and everything else. I think it's pretty cool, even though it's going to be kind of temporary until I get my forward controls. I love it. I think it's awesome. But anyway, guys, as always, stay frosty, ride or die, Reaper out.